Welcome back, guys. Yeah, bit of a change of video. Rather than me riding, let's have a quick go in the garage. I mentioned in one of my last videos that I got myself a new toy, and this thing's it. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. It's meant to be 3 litres, but actually, as you'll see, it actually takes about 2 litres of water. But wanted to take better care of my chain set, my chainring, my cassette, just because, yeah, it's all well and good cleaning it when it's on the bike. It'll be good for me to be able to take off the cassette, the chainring, and just give them a good clean regularly, and that'll help elongate the life of all the parts. One thing I've noticed is some of my parts on the bikes are looking quite ugly. In fact, let me show you what's looking like on the sender. So, as I take a look at the lovely sender, it's not looking pretty. The chain is looking dirty, the cassette is looking dirty. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to whip the chain, cassette ring, cassette off and give them a good clean. In fact, I'll take them all off and show you what it looks like first, nice and dirty, and then show you how the ultrasonic cleaner works, how noisy it is, and everything like that. But I'll get this taken off and looked at. Looks like it's not sitting on it. So this one, I'm going to have to manually clean off with like a toothbrush, because you can't put anything with bearings inside an ultrasonic cleaner, and there's basically, I can just take this out. That's actually a bearing body just inside there, and the water would get in underneath the dust cover and start attacking the grease. So this needs to be done manually, but I'll take this off. That's the upper lower sprocket. Starting to get the chain line free. Again, this one's not looking as bad. Dust, but it's not too filthy. But I will give that a manual clean again. Bearings inside this. Let's find the master link. Where are your master link? Here's the master link. So, good old chain cracking tool. Find your master link and click. Master link will come out just like that. Thread this around. So, give you an idea of the colour of this chain against my nice white top, which, let's be honest, how white is it going to be after all this cleaning? So it's quite filthy. I mean, the chain doesn't feel gritty, but it's not, yeah, some parts that are not quite lubed right. So put that to one side. Let's take this wheel out. Okay, so starting to get a bit more understanding of the problem. Chain whip, cassette tool. Oh, stiff. So it's not pretty. It smells quite petroleum actually. So yeah, it's not very pretty. Dusty, dirty. Definitely in need of a good clean. So let's take things over to the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, so ultrasonic cleaner. This is meant to be a 3 litre version, although it says 3 litres, but because of the curvature of the unit, it's actually 2.8 litres. But you're not meant to add water higher than this raised line here. May well be all the way up to this point here is 2.8 litres, but Actually, it's about 2 litres, as I'll show you. So what I'm going to do is 2 litres of water. You can see it's full. Dump all 2 litres of water into this. So as you can see, just comes up to that line there. Now, previously I used to use one of the chain cleaning things. You stick them underneath the cassette and run the chain through, and then I bought a nice bulk of chain degreaser. So what I'm actually going to do is just put a couple of splashes of this stuff in. It's basically degreaser, doesn't foam up too much, so a couple of splashes. I don't think this is particularly expensive from Halfords. And I use the nice chip frying pan tray they gave me. Let's stick the cassette in, stick the chain in, and the 2 chain links, the power links or whatever they call them for 7-speed. Dunk that in. Now what I'm going to do, switch the power on at the back. So it's currently set to 50 degrees Celsius, but it's not switched on, so you can preheat this, which I am going to do. So I'm going to drop this down to 45 degrees. So I'm going to switch it on, it's going to start heating that up. What I'm going to do, keep that on to help keep the heat in. And we'll actually put it on for a 15-minute session, but I'll leave this to warm up. When I get close to the right temperature, and I'll come back, switch this on, and then show you the process as it starts up. So if you watch any videos of ultrasonic cleaners, you'll normally hear them turn it on. In fact, I can do this right now just very quickly. And it sounds like this incredibly high-pitched static noise. I don't know whether that's actually going to overpower the noise of my microphone, but what I can say is it's actually quieter than my speaking voice right now. So don't allow the videos of YouTube where it seems like the noise of this ultrasonic cleaner is distractingly loud, like you're going to cause nuisance with the neighbours. It's not loud at all. It's quite a quiet unit. I'll wait until this warms up and then I'll come back with you guys. See you in a bit. So one thing I realised I probably could do and should do while this is going on is I'll put a little bit of good old muck off. Stick some muck off onto this guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this through into my other room and give this a good clean. Okay, so we're near enough up to working temperature, and if I look inside, right, yes, the warm detergent is definitely pulling off some of the grime and the grease, but let's stick this on for 15 minutes and see what happens. So as I say, it sounds loud, but if I now take you out here, it's not that loud at all. Yes, you can hear it, it's something in the background, but it's not disturbingly so. In fact, if I was to have a conversation with somebody inside here, yes, you can hear it in the background and it's a little bit irritating, but it's more than manageable, and I can quite clearly hear the fact that my next door neighbours are having a conversation. I can't exactly hear what they're saying, but they're a good 25-30 metres away through a brick wall as well. So yeah, what it actually looks like inside. You can already see. Now I haven't got my full waterproof casing on this, but you may be able to pick out some of the bubbles that are appearing inside there. We'll see how filthy that water gets. In the meantime, see you in a bit. Coming up to the last 40 seconds. And let's zoom in. I can tell you, having checked the water earlier on, yeah, the water's pretty filthy. So the next step is, once this finishes, I need to lift the basket out, shake it loose, let the water come off of that. What I'm going to do then is take it next door, rinse it under a tap, just use a toothbrush, which I've got here. Just scrape off all the stuff that hasn't quite made it off, but it will be quite loose, and that will clean it off quite nicely. Job's done. The chain looks about the same filthiness as it was before. Same with the cassette, but once I give this a good run through with the toothbrush, I think this is going to come up a lot nicer. So I'm going to go to the utility room, clean this up, and I'll be back with you. See you in a bit. So, trick I think is start on one side, work your way through the entirety of the chain, flip it over to the other side and do the other side of the chain, and then do the links in between. And I can already see there's a definite difference between where I've scrubbed and where I haven't scrubbed. I need to dry it quite quickly to prevent any rusting while I'm doing anything else, because I'm basically washing metal that's now rubbing against metal, because ultrasonic cleaning cleans dirt and it also cleans oil from inside any nooks and crannies, which is why you shouldn't ultrasonic bearings unless you intend to repack bearings, but I'm not set up to repack bearings. And yes, this is somewhat of a laborious, tedious task, but if you want to elongate the life of your parts, and whilst chains aren't particularly expensive, cassettes are. I'll show you a nice example of what happens when you don't have the right tools for the job at the end of this video. But yes, if you can lengthen the life of your parts by a nice bit of maintenance, then you're going to put off the inevitable cost for that much longer. Which means you're going to save up for more bits for the bike. Or more bikes. Chain is now cleaner. Don't think the chain was cleaned much beforehand, like it would have been cleaned manually, but not like this. But that's not a bad job. Back to the garage, dry these parts off, and get them fitted and get them lubed up. So let's get this cassette reinstalled. That's got it. Click. Okay. Now it's a case of dry the chain off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the chain onto the bike and then lubricate everything from there. Much easier and cleaner, because then you can just drip, 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 drip. Chain is dry as can be, so I'm going to put it back onto the bike. Rear wheel. Drive you home. Now, like every single professional mountain biker out there, I'm totally going to screw up the chain line on this guy. There it goes, up and over. No, see, told you, professional mountain biker. I know exactly what I'm not doing. Right, there we go. Have I aligned this first time? Oh man, I think I might have done it first time. The parts, so they clicked into place. Let go of the by Jove, I think I've got it. First time. The observant amongst you will note that that's not a noise that's meant to happen. Did this when I was working on the strive. So when I've taken this cage off to clean it, I've somehow, because I'm an idiot, managed to get this cage the wrong way around. So, whoops. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's more like it. So somebody serviced this before me and managed to get the two jockey wheels the wrong way around. Narrow, wide, up and over. I can guarantee I'm going to get the chain routing wrong this time round. Up and around that guy. Power link. Power link. Attach, attach. Click. Do you see the problem here? I see the problem here. Told you I was going to get it. I had that routing right, but never just assume that you've done it right and jump on the bike and crank it. Do everything slowly. I'll take a minor inconvenience like that as double checking. Okay. I will not do much more in the way of rotating before I start doping. All I'm going to do is just start allowing oil to just drip out of my little dropper bottle. And make sure I'm getting the insides as well. I know they should roll through, but glue roll will make sure that I've got everything cleaned off what I don't need. I'm just taking off the excess. I've ultrasonic cleaned this. There we go. So this has all been ultrasonically cleaned. Yeah, the chain was not super clean to start off with. Had some life on it, so yeah. I think given the wear and tear that was on the chain, that's not bad. Yeah, I cleaned up these wheels off camera. The cassette, yeah, it's come up cleanly, and the noise it makes, that's nice. I'm happy with that. Bit of a different video today. Like I say, I got myself an ultrasonic cleaner and and wanting to use this to try and keep on top of the chain, the cassette. One thing I realised as I was about to start tidying away, I never actually showed you in the video what happens when you don't use the right tool for the job. So, I didn't have a chain whip the other day, but I did have my new ultrasonic cleaner, so I thought, I'm going to take off my cassette from the Strive and try and fix it, or clean it up. I managed to take the an old chain that I had from my last bike I used to have a long time ago, not that long ago I guess, and this is it. This is my cassette. So this is a 10 to 50 tooth from SRAM Eagle, but let's see if you can notice anything wrong with it. Oh wait, yes. So certainly on SRAM, the outermost gear, the biggest gear, the 50 on this, is aluminium, and I cranked down with a chain that I had. I made a rudimentary chain whip, cranked down on it and snapped the tooth clean off. I mean, it still rides okay because thankfully it's just outside of any of the engagement spots, but yeah, when I got the actual park tool, the proper chain whip, I managed to get this off. So yeah, that was a £300 mistake that I made. Whoopsie. But you know, I make these mistakes so you don't have to. Use the correct chain whip. Spend money on a decent park tool. This is the SR122, so this is actually designed for 12-speed chains. Does the job. Cassette removal tool with a central spine to help it stay located. Combination of these two tools, and then just any old half decent pipe wrench, adjustable wrench, did the job perfect. So it's worth spending a little bit more money. That and that would have cost me £40–50, whereas a replacement one of these, yeah, including the chain, because well, if you're replacing the cassette you should replace the chain as well, then yeah, that was about £300. But eagle-eyed amongst you will also note this is the old cassette, so the old chain ring from the Strive, because I now have a nice oval chain ring from Absolute Black. Is very nice. But that's enough of that nonsense. Till next time, guys. Peace!